by settling into a position where the body feels fully supported, whether sitting upright or lying down, allowing the spine to lengthen naturally, the shoulders to release, the hands to rest comfortably, and the jaw and face to soften. Close the eyes gently or allow them to rest downward, and take a few deep, natural breaths, sensing the inhalation and exhalation, the rise and fall of the chest or belly. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more present, more aware, and more open. Today's session focuses on releasing limiting beliefs and old money patterns, the subconscious narratives that quietly shape your financial reality. Begin by noticing any recurring thoughts or feelings you have about money. Perhaps scarcity, worry, self-doubt, or fear of failure arises. Observe them without judgment, simply acknowledging that these thoughts and emotions exist. Awareness itself begins the process of disidentification. Imagine these patterns as objects in a room of your mind, old furniture, or worn pathways that have been used for years. They once served a purpose, but now they no longer support your desired financial growth. Visualize them clearly, noting their shape, size, and color, sensing their energy. Begin to see that they are separate from you, that you are not defined by these habitual beliefs. Repeat silently to yourself, I am not my conditioning. I am open to new possibilities. Let this phrase resonate in the body, noticing any subtle shifts in tension, posture, or energy as the mind and body acknowledge this truth. Allow awareness to settle on the sensations that arise as you make space between yourself and old beliefs. Imagine reaching out gently and touching each limiting pattern, feeling its weight, its texture, and its impact. With conscious attention, begin to soften the emotional charge associated with these beliefs. Allow them to release some of their grip simply by being noticed and acknowledged. Recognize that each pattern has a history, that it formed from past experiences, lessons, and attempts at protection. By observing with curiosity and compassion, you begin to dissolve the unconscious need for them to control your behavior. As awareness deepens, introduce hypnotic reframing. Imagine transforming each limiting belief into a neutral or supportive pattern. For instance, if scarcity arises, visualize it gently changing into an image of resourcefulness and possibility. If fear of failure appears, imagine it transforming into courage and confidence. Sense these shifts happening naturally, without force, allowing the subconscious mind to accept and integrate them at its own pace. Notice how the body responds to these transformations. Perhaps there is lightness, warmth, or expansion in areas that were previously tense. Let this physical sensation reinforce the new belief, anchoring it deeply in mind and body. Bring attention now to the habitual habits and behaviors connected to old money beliefs. See any patterns of avoidance, overspending, under-earning, or procrastination. Again, do not judge. Simply notice, acknowledging that these actions once served a protective purpose. Imagine them as shadows that no longer need to be followed. Visualize choosing a new path, one aligned with abundance, clarity, and empowerment. See yourself taking steps, making decisions, and responding to opportunities with ease and confidence. As you imagine this, feel the body and mind accepting the possibility of new behavior, sensing that it is natural and effortless to act from your emerging beliefs. Repeat affirmations silently, such as, I am capable of creating financial abundance. I naturally take actions that support my prosperity. I release old limitations and welcome new possibilities. Allow each affirmation to sink into the subconscious, paired with sensation and imagery to reinforce its integration. Notice how each repetition strengthens the mind-body connection, reinforcing that new patterns are becoming habitual at a deep level. Expand awareness to include emotions connected with these shifts. Perhaps you feel relief, lightness, excitement, or curiosity. Notice where these feelings reside in the body and allow them to deepen, creating an embodied sense of new possibility. Each emotion acts as a signal to the subconscious that change is safe, welcomed, and supported. As this process unfolds, observe the mind's natural tendency to resist or question. When resistance arises, meet it with curiosity rather than judgment. Imagine giving the subconscious permission to explore new patterns at its own pace. Recognize that resistance is simply a signal that an old belief is still present, and that attention is required to gently dissolve it. Visualize these moments of resistance as small waves that naturally settle when met with mindful observation and repeated reframing. Return periodically to the breath as an anchor, allowing it to stabilize presence and focus. Feel the inhalation drawing in clarity, awareness, and receptivity, and the exhalation releasing tension, doubt, and outdated patterns. Use the breath to reinforce a sense of safety and groundedness as you continue to work with subconscious material. Now imagine a timeline of your financial experiences, stretching from past to future. Observe how old beliefs may have guided choices, created limits, or shaped perception. From your current, aware position, visualize releasing these patterns along the timeline. See them dissolve, transform, or fade into neutral background, leaving a clear space for new beliefs and possibilities. Feel the relief and openness that comes from freeing yourself from habitual limitations. Introduce guided visualization of an abundant future. Imagine engaging with money confidently, making choices that feel aligned, experiencing flow and ease in financial matters. Sense the body responding naturally, the heart opening, the mind alert yet relaxed. Notice how the subconscious mind begins to rehearse these behaviors as though they are already reality, reinforcing the integration of new patterns. Allow these visualizations to involve multiple senses, sight, sound, touch, and feeling, to deepen subconscious acceptance. Hear the sounds of positive financial activity. Feel the textures and energies of abundance. Notice the internal sensations of calm confidence and skillful action. Each detail reinforces the new programming. Gradually expand attention to include everyday situations where old patterns previously arose. Visualize encountering these scenarios with a new mindset, choosing supportive actions effortlessly. Perhaps it is making a decision about spending, negotiating a contract, or evaluating an opportunity. Imagine responding with clarity, presence, and confidence, rather than old, conditioned reactions. Notice the difference in energy and sensation between previous and new responses. Reinforce this with the affirmation: I respond from clarity, confidence, and abundance. Sense the subconscious absorbing this as natural, habitual, and effortless. As you continue, integrate feeling, imagery, repetition, and breath. Allow the body to embody the new patterns, noticing posture, tension, and energy shifts. Feel the new identity as someone who navigates financial matters with ease, clarity, and confidence. Notice how this presence affects thought patterns, emotional responses, and instinctive choices. Return once more to the breath as a grounding anchor. With each inhalation, feel a sense of expansion and receptivity. With each exhalation, release any residual attachment to old beliefs or habits. Allow the mind and body to rest in the state of integration, sensing that transformation is occurring naturally and effortlessly beneath awareness. Finally, visualize a protective, supportive field surrounding your mind and body, reinforcing the newly established beliefs, behaviors, and emotional responses. Feel gratitude for the subconscious mind's intelligence and cooperation in this process, acknowledging that transformation is gradual, gentle, and powerful. Begin to bring attention back to the body and the room around you. Wiggle fingers and toes gently. Notice points of contact with the surface beneath you, and take a few natural breaths. Carry forward the sense of freedom, clarity, and alignment, knowing that the subconscious mind now holds and supports your new money patterns, guiding choices